What is good in the neighborhood? It is your favorite friend, coach, hype person, here to hype you up and hype myself up, okay? And here to show you how I am fumbling through the world, trying to make the best of it in hopes that you can also be inspired to find the best ways for you and find your authentic truth and release what does not serve you and really step into your chef's kiss ultimate reality because that's what life's really all about, ideally, right? So, yeah, today's topic, I'm really going to try to rein it in. I'm timing myself. So I'm going to try to release shorter videos and more often. Um, and then I'm also going to be doing more on my Patreon. So if you want longer videos, if you want just extended talks on my experiences with neurodivergence, getting diagnosed in adulthood, late for a lot of things, chronic pain, and um, being an artist and navigating all of that, my spiritual journey, which has been lifelong, and psychic things, and telepathy, and all kinds of things, clairvoyance, and not just how to read cards, because a lot of people will tell you how to read tarot cards and there's definitely a lot of ways to read the cards. Like all the cards each have multiple meanings. And of course, there's the context when you put them together and just how the reader wants to read them. But there's also like reading energy. There's also like clairvoyance and tapping into your different clairs, your different psychic gifts and abilities, and what the universe and your personal spirit guides are trying to tell you. And so, even if you pull the same exact cards in the same order as someone else, they may mean something completely different. And so, I definitely want to get into all of that, but that'll be on my Patreon. But today we're going to pull some cards. So we're really thinking about authenticity and what is aligned versus what is not aligned. What is our authentic truth? What serves us? What doesn't? Are we still in Capricorn season? Well, it depends when you watch this. Timeless reading, but I'm filming this between Capricorn and Aquarius. Um, Season in 2025. Not yet Lunar New Year. That's in a couple weeks. So we're still in the year of the dragon, technically. So we still have that energy. But I'm really excited about Year of the Snake. That's gonna be fun and cool. So I'm gonna pull some cards, gonna pull some oracle cards from different decks, and then we'll end with some tarot, or maybe I'll switch up the order. Not sure what order I'll pull them in, but whatever I feel called to. Oh, thank you. It's slippery cards today. Thank you. Hmm. Thank you. Oh, oh, thank you. Okay. This is good. And my bottom of the deck. Ooh, okay. Awesome. Awesome. So first card I have transition with the butterfly. Okay, that kind of is I don't want to say straightforward, right? Because for everyone, transition can mean all kinds of things, right? As a transgender person, transition means different things to me. Um, but thinking about just going from one state to another, transitioning moods, transitioning through jobs, transitioning from states of being. Maybe you're, recovering from sickness. Maybe you're recovering from just a hard time. Maybe you're just gathering your bearings. Um, and maybe there are just like new changes in your life. But some with the butterfly, it's not just about change. And I say that because there is another card in this deck that is about change and about moods. So to me, it really reminds me of Kendrick Lamar's, How to Pimp a Butterfly, talks about how the caterpillar and the butterfly are one and the same, but they could not be completely different. Right? It's like the way they live, it's like the butterfly completely forgets it was ever a caterpillar, and the caterpillar is just completely envious of the butterfly. Um, Kendrick is a lot more eloquent. And I mean, he had to do a whole album to prove his point on what he meant by those things. But there's this big point about the transition being you, us in transition, right? As individuals and then as a collective. I can think about so many transitions for me and the collective that I'm aware of. But I'm sure for you, different things will come up. And if you don't feel the transition yet, the transition will be coming. It's on its way. So if you feel like you're in a stuck mode, have patience. Here's the snail for patience. Patience is a virtue. There's a reason that that cheesy line is said. I can't even remember how old or young really I was when I first heard that proverb saying, but it's honestly true. And patience is something that is very hard to practice sometimes. I say that from my own personal experience with my neurodivergence. um Patience is can be frustrating, right? To just wait and wait and wait. And yes, this goes, it's funny, I pulled some cards earlier, light worker oracle cards, and one of them um was a card about really stepping into your truth. Let's see, what card was it? It is the Master Healing card 33. I wasn't sure if I was gonna use these in this reading. Um, but because there's like invocations and really juiciness in the guidebook for these cards. But I think it really goes to the point for this card when it's talking about master healing and tapping into the ascended master energy of like all these higher frequencies of angels, of Buddha, Confucius, Jesus Christ, Kuan Yin, all of these basically saints on earth who took human form and showed people the way that love, compassion, and and freedom and liberation was possible for people, and happiness was possible. We didn't have to live in turmoil. And even if there was turmoil on a practical level, spiritually, we could find resolution, we could find resolve, we could find healing, and really tapping into the power of that, having that faith, and having the faith that divine timing will work out. It's never too late. It's never the wrong time. It's always right on time, even when we least expect it. Or if we're like freaking out and we're like, wow, like I know for me, like I'll be like out of a job, not sure how I'm gonna pay my rent, or, you know, homeless and not sure when I'm gonna get approved for a lease for housing, and then poof, like literally, 12, 24 hours notice, like it all works out. That happened with housing, it's happened with jobs, it's happened with top surgery and crowdfunding. It's happened so miraculously for me. I even had a psychiatrist once say, you know what? Like the universe like always like works out for you. Like things always just work out for you, even if it's at the last minute. So, you don't need to worry. And it's like, easy for you to say. Speaking of resolve and resolution, we literally have resolution with some olive oil. Um, and we have like this what's beautiful about that, it's right, it's a depiction of the oil but also like the fresh olives and the olive plant. And so there's this, instead of like making lemonade out of lemons, there is this, like, olive oil lasts a long time, and like to cook, to nourish yourself is beyond, right? And it kind of puts us in a new mode, a new state of being, right? That state of resolve that feels like, okay, here are my reserves. Now I can gather myself. Now I can rest and relax. Now I can be at peace with the dove. There's that white dove and a blue rose. Peace. The next card that I pulled was communication with the whale. And I thought that was very spot on because I've been listening to the telepathy tapes, which um, I'm listening to it via podcast. And then I've also watched some of the film excerpts. Definitely encourage y'all to look it up. Um, the film itself, I believe, is still in development. But the podcast, all the episodes for this the first season are out now. I'm not sure how long it will, how many seasons there will be, but that um documentary and the podcast talks about how folks on the autistic spectrum and specifically and especially nonverbal folks or folks who use different speaking and spelling devices communicate telepathically. And I have had my own experiences with other autistic folks who experience what is called mania or psychosis in the West. And I have totally, or even allowed communicating, and it sounds like quote unquote gibberish to like a nurse, like the neurotypicals in the room. But then I'm like, holy crap, this person is speaking angel frequencies, or this person is like spitting like this rap that feels like it's about me in my life. It feels like I'm getting a direct message from the universe through this vessel, through this human being. And it's been really magical to be tapped in and tuned in. And sometimes, I'll even be on the dating apps and I'll think, oh, okay, I'm gonna match with this person and we're gonna hit it off. And we hit it off based on similar interests because we're like, our minds are just so connected and we're spitballing and we're firing back and forth in conversation so quickly, so fluidly. And then it doesn't work out romantically or anything like that, but it's still cool to have that energetic connection. And it also goes to show that humans do have this like shared consciousness where, most of us, well, all of us are human, so there's that. And then there's also like the consciousness that we all breathe. Now, some of us feel more in tune to each other than others. Some of us, we clash with certain personalities, so it's all about being on those same wavelength. Some people, they're not ready. They're not ready to ascend. Some people aren't ready to leave dogmatic things to form more authentic spirituality. Some people aren't interested in anything that sounds like it's pseudoscience or quantum, anything, right? And then we have the bee with the is that honeycomb? It took me a while. I was like, that's not the beehive, a honeycomb. The bumblebee with the honeycomb. And we have manifestation, which was at the bottom of the deck. So I love that because then that takes us right back to transition. So we're manifesting um, all of the juicy goodness we want in the world. The manifestation actually ties back to the oracle card I received and was showing earlier, the Master Healing, which was talking about manifesting your dreams, going for your dreams, not worrying about other people's expectations or what other people say and what they think you should do. Like we don't need that. Like we can just do our thing, be ourselves. We can shoot for the stars, and ball hard, you know. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, amazing. Okay, let me just pull um a couple tarot cards, just a few. I can try to stick to my time that I set out for myself. Definitely significantly shorter than my usual videos are. It's not going to be an hour long. Um, but to be fair, like I can't edit videos. I don't, well, I can, but like I don't have capacity. I don't have the spoons, so I don't want to. One day maybe I'll edit my own videos. Page of Cups. Oh, beautiful. We have like this Page of Cups. So we have this like it's this like student like beginner's mind type energy. And cups we have when we're thinking about emotions and creativity and play. We're really thinking about like how can we um learn from that inner child within us all, learn from children around us, or even inspire each other and have like these jovial qualities. And what the page is also is kind of like, when the student becomes the teacher, is that kind of energy. So still has ways to go, right? It's not the queen of cups, not the king of cups, and not the knight of cups or the ace of cups, but really that the page of cups is admirable, right? We're really feeling that admiration and really this kind of almost this happy-go-lucky energy. Nine of Wands. So we're tired, we've been whoof through it, but just take a breather. Take whatever you need to take the edge off within reason that's not going to be too harmful for you. If you got vices, you may indulge or imbibe safely. If you want to take a bubble bath, some self-care. Because within that wands, right, is also like the fact that you had the perseverance to even make it this far, to be resilient. You had to pull all those wands, all those tricks out of your hat, out of your bag. You had to be resourceful. You had no choice to be resilient, perseverant. So now you're like, oh my gosh. Whew, that was a lot. That was a lot. So now you can take a load off, right? Wow, beautiful. We have three of pentacles. In here, the reason it shows three friends isn't just because it's three pentacles, three of coins. Um, which is an earth sign, but it's really all about community and creativity and getting together with friends, loved ones, recognizing you're not alone. And remember that this is the age of the internet running at its finest, you know. Find internet friends, find an AI friend, heck, if you wanna, you know you can play with animals, but human socialization is really important for us, even when we may not feel that great. So, if you can find some friends to hit up, or even just one friend, even if you don't meet up in real time, maybe you text or message back and forth and you work collaboratively on a project together. Somebody is working, on lyrics, somebody is working on instrumentals, somebody is working on the vocals, somebody is working on mixing, editing, and producing the track, and then you make music together and you're not even in the same room or the same state or country even, you know? There's so much that can be created when we put our minds together, and it doesn't have to be fancy, it doesn't have to win awards, but there's something about coming together as a community, as a collective, feeling just this big love and color and everything. Like here, we have folks who are painting, measuring, they're building, there's architecture, and it's kind of like, it reminds me of those like makeover shows or interior design shows where they kind of just like take over people's homes, but they look so cute and effortless. And there's a whole crew of like hundreds of people also helping because they're doing it in such a short amount of time. But the people who are like the lead designers and in charge of their own department seem like they're having lots of fun and they're super cute. And yeah, that's this is the vibe I'm also getting here. Oh, my cards got all twisted around. Let's see, let's see. All right, I'm gonna pull one more tarot card for this spread, and then we'll see what's at the bottom of the deck. So technically two more cards. All right, we got death, and I love like this person is like sticking their tongue out, wearing a skeleton bodysuit, leotard, has like is winking with one eye closed and then has that eye like where their brow chakra would be and is like Grim Reaper, but like having such a good time. Like there's it's just funny because right where I'm in this Capricorn season and um what's interesting is because like some Capricorns can like Virgos be perfectionists and be very logical and pragmatic, right? With that down to earth energy and thinking about materialism. But the death card is like telling you like let go now, let go, change, let loose. So, like, this card is making me think it's like Missy Elliott's Lose Control, Taylor Swift Shake It Off, right? And just like, woo, woo, be free. And haters gonna hate, but don't let those things keep you down. And again, we have the energy of shedding what no longer serves us, not trying to match other people's expectations, but rather do what feels right for us and live in our own authentic truth. Connect with people who are aligned with that truth, with our values, with our interests. Why hang around people who say mean things to you? Why hang around people who say things that you don't believe in yourself? Like, there are so many people out in the world, and as scary as it is to quit a job, change homes, change friend groups, lose a romantic relationship, all of these things, like there's so much possibility in the beginnings that endings provide, right? So remember, when one door closes, another door opens. And just like that, we have the Crone of Cups, which in this deck is equivalent to the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. And remember, we started with the Page of Cups. So we literally have the growth. We have the growth from little one, from the student to the master of emotions, of play, of life, love, laughter, abundance, right? And we also have that kind of empress energy as well with the cups as well, since the empress has all of the queens in one. This is an aspect of the empress as well. So I hope you all enjoyed that reading. If you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. You can subscribe if you want to, but I would love, love, love if you followed me on Patreon. You can sign up for a free trial for 7 days, and you can totally message me if you need access to content for free after that, or if money is ever an issue but you want to have a private reading or anything like that, I'm totally open. Just hit me up and we'll see where things fall and how things line up. You never know. Just reach out and we'll see. All right. Take care, y'all. Peace and light.